Everywhere we go, people wanna know who we are. So this is the MyT Sports Podcast. Everywhere we go, people wanna know who we are. This is the MyT Sports Podcast. Good evening. Welcome back to another edition of the MyT Sports Podcast. I am your host, the one and only Calentón Taylor. It's another Fuego day in the hottest city in the world. We coming at you live and direct from South Florida. It is officially May 1st, 2023. We had highs of 85, lows of 65, current temperature right now, 74 degrees. An hour and a half ago it was 81 degrees. No lie. An hour and a half ago it was 81 degrees. But back again. We got a big show for you guys today. We got a really big show. The Knicks, they disappointed. We got a Blue Chew promo code for you guys. We're going to pick you up on this sad day. Even though this is a sad day, the Make-A-Wish Foundation, they don't sleep. They don't stop making wishes, and the NBA is where wishes come true. Jimmy shows out. We got birthday shout-outs coming on the top of the podcast. So if you know what that means, start getting your birthday people ready. Anybody that had a birthday for the last time that we did a show, we're going to give them a birthday shout-out. That means the 27th, the 28th, the 29th, the 30th, and today. We're going to give them all. We ain't been on the air since last Wednesday. So you get your drinks ready. Right? That was a shot. It was a beer. You pack a bowl. You roll a joint. You get your spliff ready. And you prepare yourself for the birthday shout-outs. If you knew somebody that had a birthday during that time, then go ahead and tag them in the show. Right? Add them. Let them know their birthday shout-outs is coming up soon. If I don't got them, if I don't got you as a friend on Facebook and you say, you make sure you get yourself added on there. You add yourself. Give me some orange and blue hearts. We'll make sure you get yourself shouted out to in the birthday segment. Right? This Jen goatee eats, just eating them up. And then Jimmy goes down. First Jimmy shows out, then Jimmy goes down. We got a Blue Chew promo code for you guys. Don't you worry about your Jimmy. Yeah, Cinco de Mayo coming up this week. And we're going to do a little 305 to my city. Oh, damn. Oh, shit. I just remembered something. We're going to do a little 305 to my city. Right. We got NHL playoffs. We got you for this week. Let you guys know when we're going to be on the air, where we're going to be at, how you can find us. And also, we're going to give you the NBA schedule. Actually, I don't even care about the NBA schedule anymore. It ain't what I thought it was when I actually did the research. We got all that and more coming up next to the MyT Sports Podcast. But you know what we say here? Regardless of the time, and regardless of the weather, it's always a blast on the MyT Sports Podcast. And unfortunately for us Knicks fans, they didn't follow the model. They didn't. New Jersey Devils were up 2-0. Coach, help me out.
You play to win the game. Hello?
I'm sorry, I'm a little emotional right now. We back at it like a sports fanatic. MyT Sports. Let's get into it, man. It's been a rough weekend for me, for your boy. It's been a rough. What's how many hours has it been now? 36 hours, however long it's been. It's been a rough. Your boy's been going through it, but I'm not gonna let that. All right, I am not gonna let that affect the show today. No. I will not. I shall not be emotionally moved. I'm gonna keep trying for you. I'm gonna keep smiling for you. All right, so you ain't gonna get no ordinary podcast. I'm gonna give you my all. I'm gonna give you my everything. Currently, right now, like I said, New Jersey Devils, they up on the New York Rangers. This is Game 7, elimination game. Winner takes all. And my Rangers, they may not be making it. It's just compounded on the sports hurt that I have right now. For what's been going on this entire weekend. It's been rough for your boy. It really has been. But I guess somebody from Cleveland, well, not really from Cleveland, Ohio, had to show out. I guess they had to. But we ain't happy about it. So we're going to do what we do normally for every podcast. I'm going to give you the score of the basketball game first. Boston Celtics. They're up 113-112 over the Philadelphia 76ers right now. 2C, 3C. Boston's a 2C. It's 40 seconds left to go. Boston has the ball. I don't know what the hell happened. I just saw my thing glitched. Next thing you know, I see Tyrese Maxey. Right? He over there phoning home, and he over there getting a breakaway layup done. Okay, let's see what happened. Jason Tatum, he passes the ball. Right? He cuts. The ball comes back to him, goes right through his fingers, right into the hands of Tyrese Maxey, and that's all she wrote. 2 points. And the 76ers now go up with under 30 seconds left in the game. We will keep you guys updated on both these games. Shit is real out here. These emotions are real. Sports is real. But let's see if I can pick myself up. Let's see if we can start getting back right. Let's see if we could get ourselves back in the right frame of mind. Let's get ourselves some birthday shout outs. So if you heard me early on the show, what we do here is that we give a little shout out to everybody that had birthdays since the last time that we was on the air. So let's go ahead and do that right here. Hey, DJ MyT. Let's see if we can pick things up a little bit. Let's see if we can get myself in that big mood, because I had that big Nick energy. I did. And I don't want to be shook. I don't want to be shook ones like Dylan Brooks. I don't want to be a shook one like Dylan Brooks. I'm in my feelings right now. It hurts. It hurts. But there's more basketball to come. We gon' make it. We gon' make it. We gon' make it. We gon' make it. But yo, DJ MyT, yo, give me that birthday beat. Let's see. It's your birthday. We said it's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your because it's your birthday. We sing happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. All right, folks. You guys kind of know what we do here. We get a little birthday shout out to everybody that had a birthday since the last time that we was on air. Last time we was on air happened to be last Wednesday. We was live at Sharky's. But we was watching the Knicks win. We was watching the Heat win. It was all happy days. It was big time in the city. Things ain't so sweet, you know what I mean? Shit was all good just a week ago. get what we wanted. NBA when Make-A-Wish happens, folks. But let's go ahead and blow out some candles and make some wishes for these birthday people, right? We got a lot of birthday people, right? We got the birthdays for the 27th. We got no birthdays for the 27th. We got a couple birthdays for the 28th. We got no birthdays for the 29th. We got a trifecta for the 30th, and we got a special birthday today. Hold on. Let's see. Whoa. Let's see. I think I can do that right there, right? Just so they know. I try to get them on there, right? Let them know, right? We got the birthday shout-outs coming out, right? So let's try this one more time. So I'm in a better mood, right? Because yeah, it's your birthday. We said it's your birthday. It's your birthday. But because it's your birthday, we sing happy birthday. Happy birthday. All right, let's get a birthday shout out, right? For the 28th, first birthday that we got goes out to one Rebecca Lynn. We want to say happy birthday to you. Then the next birthday after that, want to say happy. You know what? Hold on one second. Let's see if I can get this in here, right? Right. The next birthday shout out I want to give is to one of my homegirls. Hey yo, can we get the lady? There we go. Let's say happy birthday to one of my homegirls, right? Tanya Jordan, happy birthday to you. I just seen Tanya over there. Like I think it was like last week or some shit, right? Hope you got your drinks already. Hope you got your shots ready. Hope you got your bowls, your J's, your rigs, your lines, whatever you do to have a good time. I'm just making shit rhyme. Listen, you understand? You know, like, hey, yo, like it was the next in line. Right. I also want to say happy birthday, right? We got birthdays for the 30th. So happy birthday to another one of my let me see. 2 more of my homegirls is coming up. No. Hey, ladies. We want to say happy birthday to Jessica Crates and to another one of my homegirls, Veronica Nunez. Happy birthday to both of them. They want to say happy birthday to my homeboy, my brethren, one of my army brethren, Taiwan Purnell. Just these days, right? Are you still in brethren? Nah, you retired by now. Damn, it's been forever in a year. I'm gonna take a special pull for you, right? We're gonna take a special drive for you. We're gonna make sure we blow that in the air for you, definitely. Happy birthday to you. Like one of my army brethren. Like he was my sergeant. Like yo, I trust me when you say like you get me as a soldier. It's gonna be fun. Cause you gonna have some highs, you gonna have some lows, but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time. Wait, I just saw James Harden steal. Philly's at the line. They take the free throw. 119, 115, 4 seconds left. Wait, did I get an ESPN alert before the game ended? Is the James Harden still happening right now? Wow. We're going to talk about this. You know what? Let's wrap up. Let's wrap up the birthday shout-outs. All right, because we got the 28th, we got the 30th. I told you we had nothing for the 27th. We had nothing for the 29th. But today we got a special birthday. Today we got a nice little special birthday. Just want to let you guys know. Right? I got a super duper special birthday. So I want to say happy birthday to Lil Ani Natel. Right? That's one of my homeboys, my brothers, right? Like it's his daughter's birthday. His daughter's birthday. So I want to say happy birthday to her. She ain't gonna know. You ain't even gonna know this. I don't even know when's gonna be the first day she's even gonna get. Yo, James Harden dropped 45. Look at these guys coming out to play.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Woo! We had a couple of them. These boys came out to play. So let's wrap them up. Let's get them all in a circle, right? Let's get them all in the circle. To Rebecca and to Tanya and to Jess and to Veronica and to Ty and to Lil Lonnie Want to say happy birthday to you all. Hope you party hard. Hope you enjoyed everything. You regret nothing. It was the weekend, so the weekend just passed. Hope you got your weekend at Bernie's on, and you regret nothing. But more importantly, you continue to stay MyT. Flex it on one time. Flex it on one time. I told you to stay MyT. Flex it on one time. Flex on the moves. Flex on the moves. Flex on the moves. All right. Hey, yo, DJ MyT. Yo, cut that beat, Reggie. I had a first topic of the day. I really did. I forgot what sound I really wanted to use topic of the day. I know I don't want to use that APB. That APB comes out a little too strong. I ain't gonna lie. What's going on, Pippin? Seen Jack popping up on the podcast. You just missed the birthday shout outs. You know, today's little Lonnie's birthday. She ain't get a chance to watch the podcast. It's probably past her bedtime more than anything else. You coming here to talk Knicks with me? Because we're gonna talk some Knicks pretty soon. Like, you guys, in case you guys didn't understand why I was crying earlier on the podcast, because my Knicks took a bad L. But I ain't gonna talk about them taking a bad L. An even worse L was just taken, and that is by the boy. Hey, yo, can we get that in here?
You have failed this city.
So the Boston Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers just finished playing their game, and I told you guys that that score where the 76ers end up winning 118-115. Right? Now, significant part about that is that Philly does that without Joel Embiid. Philly steals this game without Joel Embiid there. So yeah, we're talking about full Grand Theft Auto. We're not even full Grand Theft Auto. We're talking about Boston Celtics was sitting there at the ATM thinking shit was sweet. Next thing you know, they felt something. They felt that hard steel poke them in the back of it, and their back was like, "Hey, yo, what's going on? Somebody excited to see me?" It was like, "Nah, Pippin, this is a robbery, broad daylight. It's supposed to be your game one. You know what I'm saying? We don't got our store here. It's supposed to be a walk in the park. You're supposed to be taking this money out the ATM like you do every single day, but nah." It's a robbery, fool. Ski mask time. Ooh. Talk about stealing a game. And luckily for the 76ers that this just finished right when we're starting the podcast, because they weren't going to start off the show. And if Boston had won, I can't tell you that they'd make the MyT topic of the day. I can't tell you that. I can't sit here confidently and be like, yo, I was gonna sit here and give them some real time. Nah. Wait, did I get rid of Florida, man? No, don't tell me I did. Hey, okay, I did it. Hey, no, that's not gonna happen. Like that wasn't gonna happen. But the fact that Philly wins this game, right? Without their supposed who everybody has saying is probably going to be the MVP this year. They do that. They do this. They win this game without their MVP. They get the beard, James Harden. I forgot his name for a second. Sorry for that pregnant pause. And you guys were like, what the hell? Spit it out. But they get to drop 45. Listen, 45 is nice, but 45 is better in a closeout game, right? Let's say when it comes time for a closeout game, or if it's a game 7 situation, yo, the Yankees just keep falling and falling and falling. What are they, like 9 games back now? So I'll wait to see until he does that in a closeout game before I give him his full blown propertuity. Props, that is, right? But for now, he definitely gets to join us in the
I'm a man. I'm 40.
club for dropping that 45 tonight in a game 1 where his team needed him. Not just him, Tyrese Maxey as well. You see both of them stepping up in the absence of Joel Embiid. And it was James Harden lulling them to sleep. banging on a 3-point shot with 8.4 seconds left to go to put him up by 2. Contested by Al Horford. And then he makes some face like, call my strippers. It's club time. James Harden, 45 points. That's his career high. Tyrese Maxey drops 26 as well with 4 steals. Right? Tobias Harris gave them 18 points and 5 rebounds. And as I said, Joel Embiid was a DNP, did not play with an LCL knee injury, knee strain, sprain, whatever it is. Oh, damn. They making fun of James Harden because if y'all don't know, he came through with like some 1990s pair of jeans, but not like the hip hop jeans, like the pair of jeans that the grungers used to wear, like the skateboarders. You know, like he had those kind of baggy. Like he had those on, and somebody said, "What is this? I told you that James Harden found his clutch gene." Listen, this is a good start. This is a good start for them, especially without their star being able to give this guy as much rest as possible. And you're gonna hear this kind of be the theme. It's not the only time you're gonna hear us talking about trying to give your star or that team's all-star, that team's star, whatever you want to call it, superstar, all-star, right? That key's number one player, right? Opportunity to rest and possibly get a game and steal a W, right? So we've seen the Beard light it up, but he's not the only one to light it up. He may have had a little bit of inspiration. Okay, can we get that to turn down a little bit, just a little bit? Okay, this is one of the ones I don't have prepared, but. James Harden may have been inspired by somebody else. Somebody else that doesn't quite have the same amount of pigment that he does. Let's bring you into the lighter side of sports, where the GOAT lights it up. And let me back that up. This generation's GOAT lights up that purple like we're doing right now. Like we said, James Harden may have just dropped 45 for you, but he was inspired by the golden child. Yes. The chosen one. The real chosen. Well, I'm sorry, LeBron is the chosen one. Stephen Curry's the golden child, right? He has that glow, that Bruce Leroy. But the golden child, he lit them up. He lit up the Sacramento Kings. Now, he may have also been inspired by the chosen one. Because the chosen one did some barking and some biting recently. And I'm having a hard time in a weird way, even weighing which one is a more impressive feat, right? So I said, like James Harden, he's not even gonna get recognized here so much, right? As we talk about LeBron James and Stephen Curry. Because both of these guys did it in an elimination game. We saw what LeBron James did. We'll talk about that again in a second, right? But this may have inspired. Oh, what did LeBron James do? Well, LeBron James just did what we always talk about doing here.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
He gave him that 40. It was exactly what he asked for. Stupid. Hey, before my basketball career is over, I just want to make a wish. And before I could respect you, can you please give me 40? That's all I ask for. Before I go, can you give me 40? When I looked at him and said, "You asked, and I shall adhere to your wishes, for I am your king, and it's a king's job to grant the wishes of his people. Now, what do you have as an offering to me?" "My season, sire." "That is acceptable payment. Away with him now. I will give you your 40, and your season will be over. Your king has spoken." Down on the fly. I think we're gonna get that one chopped up for some reason. But this generation's GOAT, right? Where I guess right there was you have the king and then his greatest warrior. Well, the Warriors came out to play. And Stephen Curry dropped 50. 50 on them boys. Most points ever in a game 7 elimination game. You know what? You know what? I know somebody that can probably say this a little bit better than I can. So I'm gonna let him say it.
So can I have please a 50-piece, not 51, not 49 chicken minis, yes? 50.
50. And people don't even understand sometimes. When you talk about competitive nature, right? And you know what? Let's talk about competitive nature. I'm gonna make sure I'll write that one down so I can come back here because I listened to a couple of shows today, right? And I'm listening to them talk about Steph, and I hear at one point in time that Steph is looking better than he ever has. Steph was going to his left, he was going to his right, he was finishing at the basket on top of making threes, and it's like, I don't know if he's always doing this. And I'm like, whoa, what have you not been watching from Steph? This is Steph. This has been Steph. You forget that when we talk about handles in the league, it's Kyrie Irving and Stephen Curry. And I prefer Steph a little bit better just because he leads to winning. But you forget, Stephen Curry has always been able to finish at the rim. Always had a high layup off the backboard, left hand, right hand, scoop layups, reverses, floaters, right hand, right wing, off the backboard, nothing but net. Come on. Don't sleep on the brethren suddenly. He got 4 of them things. That's just like, you guys forget about his competitive nature sometimes. Like, not just his skill set, but his competitive nature. But when he got that 4th championship, you forget just that kick. Remember the kick that he gave Cleveland? And then when he got the 4th one, tell him to put that 4th one on his finger. Then with Sacramento, he let her, light that damn beam. Light it up. Y'all play too much. Y'all really do. Y'all act like y'all forget who Stephen Curry is, he is a bad man, and he is one of the GOATs of this game. He is definitely the GOAT of this generation. He is definitely the GOAT of this generation. And I don't know of another person that's changed the game as much as he has for everybody playing it, not just for big men, not just for point guards, for everybody playing the game of basketball. Like, he's just not allowing guys like Trae Young to come in the league and be useful, right? And be a watered down version of him. But he allows guys like Kristaps Porzingis to come into the league and just jock threes. Now, Kristaps Porzingis, he also helps with, he also gets the help from Dirk Nowitzki as well, right? But the fact that everybody can take that three now, because it's been deemed such a great shot, a good look, that's Steph. Listen, the phone lines are open. The phone lines are open. They open early. Call in. Don't forget, there's multiple ways to call in if you want to join the show. Got my phone number, call that. I don't like doing that, but call that. Right, that's one easy way. You're listening through Instagram, right? Join through Instagram. You can do that. Now, those two ways are the best ways to be heard. But you can do it. It'll come out. But if you really want to join the show, you join through the Podbean app. You call listen, download that Podbean app. You find the show, the MyT Sports in the live section. Click on it. Bam. You're right there. Type. Write it up. Wherever you're listening at. Watching that. Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I know some of you may disagree with me that Stephen Curry is this generation's greatest player, but he is. And this series coming up is going to be the changing of the tide, in a sense. Because these teams have played twice without Kevin Durant. Right? Or this would make them, they played twice without Kevin Durant, and they split it. And they played with Kevin Durant, and you saw how lopsided it was. This will be again without Kevin Durant. Okay, you don't have Kyrie Irving, but you have Anthony Davis. And you have supposedly the formula to beat them. We'll talk about that a little bit later, too. Lakers fans, call in. I want to hear from you. Knicks fans, Heat fans, call in. I want to hear from you guys as well. We're gonna get into that in just a bit. But they got sunned. This is the third playoff game where you can easily see, fourth playoff game where you can easily see, right, series that you can easily see that the experience, that playoff experience mattered. You see it play a factor in the Lakers and Grizzlies series. You saw it play a factor in the Knicks Cavs series. You saw it play a factor in the Heat Knicks series. Right? You saw it right there at the end with the Golden State and Sacramento series. You saw Golden State Warriors do it to Boston last year. There is something about playoff experience that matters because they know that extra gear that needs to be tapped into to be successful on this stage at that moment. Boy, Stephen Curry was masterful, and not just him. I'm not crazy, right? So I don't want you guys to think I'm loony, right? But I'm forgetting about Looney. But Kevon Looney, right? Is that his first name, Kevon? Let me make sure I got his first name right. Yeah, Kevon Looney, right? He grabbed. Let me pull this back up. From him, he grabbed 21 rebounds, and the crazy thing about it, I'm looking at it and I'm like, damn, 21. And then when I was thinking out loud, like, damn. I wonder what's his career. How they're like, yo, that's his third highest of this playoff series. I was like, yo, he is big boying them. Talking about sunning them. So you got Steph sunning them on the wing. You got Looney sunning them down low, right? You got You got Steve Kerr sending them on the bench through the clipboard. You got Nick Kerr sending them just because he got a gangster name. I just wanted to say Steve Kerr's son's name. Every time he gets upset with his son, he makes sure to say his son's name in full. Nick Kerr, you get your ass down here. I guarantee you, even a time or two, he slipped up. Nick Kerr, you get your black ass down here. Wait, what, Dad? You know what I mean? Get down here. That's just funny. If I ever have a dog, I may name him Nick Kerr. Like, that's just... I know you're gonna think like, yo, this fucked up, but I mean it. If I ever own a pet, I may name my pet Nick Kerr. Hey, Steve started it. Like, it goes to that old time joke. Like, would you rather watch a tree grow or a knee grow? You know? Your hair seems to tug to your elbows, and your elbows connected to your knee bones, and your knee bones connected to your. So now let's get back into it. Stephen Curry, masterful, but like I said, it's not just him. It's the experience, and it's the coaching experience to be like, okay, they're going small, we're gonna go big, and us going big really means, 10 offensive rebounds. 10 offensive rebounds. Let me make sure. Yes. Okay, because that's what I thought, but I had to double check that stat. He had 10 offensive rebounds alone. You understand? 10 offensive rebounds is more rebounds than any individual had singly. Nobody else even had 10 rebounds. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Nobody on that court had even put up 10 rebounds. He had 10 offensive rebounds alone. Then added another defensive. Put in work. The Golden State Warriors had 55 rebounds. 21 of them goes to Looney out of the 55. He almost had half the amount of rebounds. I mean, he had alone. That's championship pedigree. Everybody knows what it means. This team just won a championship last year. They're still hungry. They haven't rested on their laurels to say, okay, now we got one, we cool. They're not Kevin Durant. And then Kyrie Irving. I've won one. I've reached to the top. There's nothing else for me to have to reach for. I don't want to have to, go through all the rigors and the pain and the obstacles of going through this again. Like, nah, I'm cool with my one. Not two, whatever amount it is now. Just one, right? No, it's two. He won in Golden State because he got Stephen Curry 2 and 3. Just like LeBron James got Dwayne Wade 2 and 3. Or as I like to say, definitely got Kevin Durant 1 and 2, just like Dwayne Wade got LeBron James 1 and 2. So, man, you have to go back and watch this game. Yeah, if you haven't seen, and they always like, and it isn't just the scoring from Steph, right? Steph had 8 rebounds as well from the point guard position. That's the second highest rebounder on his team. Second most rebounds on his team. Out rebounded by only Herter on the other team and Malik Monk. And as you know, he also added in 6 assists. Plus 25, 50 points. But the plus minus 25, that's almost their whole starting lineup. Draymond Green plus 25, Von Looney plus 25, Andrew Wiggins plus 25, Stephen Curry plus 25, Klay Thompson Plus 30. Basically, the whole entire starting unit. Sudden them, schooled them. Draymond Green, 8 assists. 8 points, 8 assists. 2 steals, 6 rebounds. You got 17 points from Wiggins, 16 from Clay. And Clay didn't even have one of his third quarter explosions. We didn't even get a chance to see Sugar Klay Thompson. This is just regular Clay. Couple of timely threes. Right, broke your back. You know what I mean? Caught one in the fourth quarter to break your back. And it's funny too, because I'm with my friends, right? And then, if I'm not mistaken, the Knicks game came on first, right? And this game was on afterwards. And my friend goes to me, I find it strange. I find it ironic that they didn't have the Knicks, that they didn't have this squad for the Knicks game, right? And for a second, I thought it was weird too that they didn't have Mike Berman, right, with Jeff Van Gundy and Coach. Damn it. Part of the reason why they had to change the back down rule. Damn it. I don't know why I'm forgetting his name. But I'm talking about for Coach. Right? Who's also a player for Van Gundy, but I'm forgetting his name right now. It'll come back to me. So he's wondering, like, damn, I'm surprised they didn't give them the Knicks game. And I was wondering, like, damn, that was weird too. I had to talk it out. We got there for a second. And because I was thinking, like, why wouldn't they give them the Knicks game? Because all of them have a New York tie, right? Mike normally gets the Knicks games anyway, right? I was like, damn, we didn't get opportunities to hear a bang moment. And I was like, wait a minute. Because the next game was on by now. I'm like, oh, I know why. Because he's waiting for the bang moment from Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson. We forget this was a game 7. He would much rather work that game 7 and get those game 7 moments and game 7 calls versus game 1 of Heat versus Knicks versus Heat. And don't worry, he'll be there for game 7 of Knicks versus Heat in case it comes on. Which, at the rate things are going, listen, if the Knicks are going to win, they're going to have to do it in somewhere between 5 and 7 games. Somewhere between 5 and 7 games. Yes. Really, I kind of hope, I'm hoping it's 5 games. Now, by game 5, I'm hoping the Knicks have this wrapped up. Yeah, I said it. I really hope they have this wrapped up by game 5. I don't feel very confident about that, but there is one little glimmer of hope. Are we done talking about Stephen Curry doing his thing? I think we are. We'll come back to them again a little bit later. Well, we just couldn't ignore the fact that he dropped 50. But we'll come back and talk a little Golden State Warriors and Sacramento a little bit later in the show. Don't forget, you guys, you can call in. Phone lines are open. Comment sections are open. You are right. Every line of communication is open for you guys. Go ahead and get in here. Let your voices be heard. Let everyone so everyone, and you know what I'm talking about. So let's get into it, because I know what you guys want, right? You guys want to know why I was all sad early in the podcast, right? Why I was all crying and shit, right? Now, I'm going to need you to bring that down just a little bit for me, right? Right, just a little bit. I don't need the Knicks talk, but we're going to have that. We go get our Knicks talk. You know, it don't matter. Spark or the dog, whether we finish or we start, whether it's a double or an L, we're going to get our Knicks talk as well. Excuse me. So the New York Knicks lost to the Miami Heat. Game 1, Sunday. Right, 1:00 game. And not for nothing, it started off well. Like, it really did start off well for us. I can't sit here and make it sound like it was all bad, right? that it was all always me, right? It wasn't all bad. It's all bad for the Rangers right now, as it's still 2-0. 12 minutes left to go in the last period. So I'm not gonna say this as yo, first half, my big Nick energy was out here. I'm over here. You understand? Like I'm feeling myself. Like I'm really feeling myself. But I'm cautious. I'm weird. Like I'm living in my moment. I'm allowing myself to fully immerse myself into the moment because that's what I'm here for. I'll just never watch another game at my boy's house, right? Until the end of the season. I took a bad L there now. I can't do it. So did that, didn't I? Things won't even fit no more. So the Knicks come off. They came off well. They were aggressive. You see Jalen Brunson. They couldn't stop him early. He's getting to his spots, get into the lane, floater, over the right shoulder, over the left shoulder, driving to the lane, give him a little space floater, It didn't matter who you put on him in that first half. He was taking him to school, sunning them, right? Knicks were up by double digits, I think like 12, 15 points early. By the time the half came around, I think the Knicks were only up by like 5, right? Let me pull that up. Let me get that to you. Let me see if I get that. If I give that to you correctly. Let's see. That's 50 to 55. Yeah, Knicks up by 5. Now I don't start feeling so comfortable anymore because I start seeing, you start seeing the slackness, right? The the sloppy play. You start noticing the sloppy play, right? Passes aren't as sharp, aren't as crisp as they should be. Not as tentative as they were, not as aggressive on offense as they should be. Also, bench squad starts coming in. They're not as sharp as Jalen Brunson was, right? Or let me just flat out say, Emmanuel Quickly isn't as sharp, right, as Jalen Brunson is. RJ Barrett starts out strong. Jalen Brunson starts out strong. Things are looking good, right? Obi Toppin is catching cuts. A couple of easy dunks, right? Couple of easy dunks. Hits a 3-pointer. Things are looking good. Knicks full aggressive. Then you hear the one clip, and I can't remember how much before halftime this was, but you hear the one clip from Eric Spoelstra, and he goes, "You forget the kind of team you were playing. This is an aggressive team. They gonna hit. You either hit first, so you better make sure you start hitting back at least." So halftime comes back around. Miami Heat makes a defensive adjustment. A crucial defensive adjustment. A defensive adjustment that basically is the wedge that they needed to go ahead and bust the game wide open. And what that was is that Jalen Brunson schooled everybody hadn't got it yet. Hit me. Jimmy. Hate to say it.
Danger zone. Danger zone.
Jimmy Butler hadn't guarded him yet. So Jimmy Butler starts guarding him. Right? Jalen Brunson starts struggle. Next thing you know, they're missing shots. Brick. Shot goes off. Kevin Love gets it, right? So a couple of other things happening. So Kevin Love gets this rebound. In the first half, that was all Mitchell Robinson. So You got Jalen Brunson going off early on offense. You got Obi Toppin cutting to the lane, getting a couple of easy baskets, banging down threes. You got RJ Barrett going off early in the first half on offense and defense, but on offense. And you got Mitchell Robinson playing great defense, grabbing all the loose balls, grabbing all the rebounds. He was over here looking like Looney. You know what I mean? I think it was just crazy. Early. Second half come around. Now Kevin Love gets that board. Next thing you know, Kevin Love does what Kevin Love does and starts getting his Jerry West on and hits Jimmy with an outlet pass. Jimmy Butler's wide open. You look up like, what the fuck happened? Whose man's is this? Right? Come down again, right? Jalen Brunson, starts bobbing, weaving, starts getting it in and out, struggles. Kevin Love again catches it. Like, I don't know if you ever watched that Japanese anime. Yeah, they was hitting him with that. Where that little dude only has that pass and only that one player can catch or whatever. Like, yeah, he's giving him one of those kind of passes. Like, give me that ball. Zoom. And look up again. Whose man's is that? Next, you know, the little lead that the Knicks had coming into the half is gone. This happens 3 times in a row. Whose man's is that? Jalen Brunson. What ended up happening, and I could understand the hiccup, like maybe the first time, maybe even the second time, right? Because you may not realize it yet. And by the third time, maybe by the time you reacted, maybe a little bit, maybe that's exactly what we saw. Because we saw it happen 3 times, like 3 times early, and it didn't happen again, but it was enough for it to be the pivotal point in the game. And it couldn't have happened at a better time because they was going to need that pivotal point because they almost gave it all back. Something happened that almost gave that all back. We're going to talk about that a little bit later as well, too. So he gets out. Now this becomes Jalen Brunson's fault. What happened is that Jimmy Butler switched out to guard Jalen Brunson. But Jalen Brunson isn't guarding Jimmy on the other end. So when these shots are going off, Jalen Brunson is looking for his man. But his man, right, is going to the furthest opposite end from Jalen Brunson, as far as he can be. Right? And pulling Jimmy Butler's man. Whoever's guarding Jimmy Butler on defense, or whoever has Jimmy Butler as a defensive assignment. So while Kevin Love gets that ball, and Jalen Brunson's first thought is, find my man. All right, your man hasn't left, but the guy that was guarding you, when you missed your shot, he ran out. Or he leaked out immediately, easy basket. While Jimmy Butler's man is trying to catch up, it's already too late. You're at the top of the key. He's at half court before he can even get off. And he's basically coming all the way from the baseline, from basically underneath the basket, and trying to catch up. Nah. What ended up happening is that, and like I said, I can understand it happened in the first time because, yeah, okay, missed the shot, find my man, don't let my man get behind me. But damn, the man that was guarding you got behind you. And for Josh Hart, it's not enough for him. Right? He can't catch up, he can't make up that ground. And granted, Josh Hart was playing Jimmy Butler well and good. Because no. So I guess it was well. Which one's better? Well or good? He was playing him well. Okay. He was playing him okay. Well to okay. But you can see that they were gonna have to throw everybody at Jimmy Butler early. They was gonna have to use. They're gonna have to use Hart. They're gonna have to use RJ Barrett. You're gonna have to use Obi Toppin. You're gonna have to use Grimes. You're gonna have to use Deuce. You're gonna have to give all of those guys a run and a look at Jimmy, just to keep giving him different looks. And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to give him that attention and to throw all those people at him because you trusted him enough in the regular season to be able to be in there for stretches and give you offense and defense, right? But also right? Just keep throwing those different looks at Jimmy just to wear him out. You know, Eric Spoelstra and Tom Thibodeau, both of those guys would do are guilty for doing one thing and very similarly, and as that they will play their star player all 48 minutes. How often do we talk about Jimmy Butler playing 48 minutes? Yet we never take shots at Eric Spoelstra for it. RJ Barrett or Julius Randle plays over 40 minutes. Man, you know, Tom Thibodeau, he just likes to run his players into the ground. Maybe some players just like to play for real. I said, I don't hear anybody saying that Eric Spoelstra is running his players in the ground when Jimmy Butler's playing 48 minutes, 46 minutes. So stop it. Tom Thibodeau's got a bad rep because what happened because of what happened to Derrick Rose. So it was a complete turnaround after those easy runouts or after those easy leaks. Then it became a complete shift. What the Knicks were doing to the Heat in the first half, the Heat started doing to the Knicks in the first half. The energy completely shifted. Now you see the Heat get into the basket. I'm having their way with the Knicks. Right? Kevin Love is now getting all the rebounds that Mitchell Robinson was getting. Right? You see Jimmy going off. You get Kyle Lowry starting to go off. Right? You get Emmanuel Quickly on him, and he's sunning Emmanuel Quickly. Completely outsmarting him. And then a moment happened that probably had everybody holding their breath. Knicks fans and Heat fans. Knicks fans because of the fact you already know what I said. Like, man, I don't ever want to see anybody. Come on, you don't have to put in the Fugazi the Fugazi disclaimer. Like Knicks fans, you looking at it like, hey, yo, you don't gotta get back up, Pippen. You don't gotta get back up. Right? Like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, you can like, yo, that may be a window for us to make a comeback. It just never happened. Don't know if I want to blame Knicks coaching or Knicks players for not targeting Jimmy Butler when they decided to keep him on the court with a hobbled leg. Not seeking him out in pick and roll action because they basically put him in a corner and you guys never sought him out. Never put him into action. Never tried going after him. Like, make him work that leg. Make him regret being on that court. Like, if it's going to balloon up afterwards, make it balloon up twice as much because you made him work it. Don't allow him to get rest on court. Like, yeah. But it may not have mattered anyway. Who knows? But the Knicks, they drop they drop a big game one, right? And they lose the home court advantage that they had in this series against the Heat. And listen, man, it's been a beautiful series. Or it's been a beautiful playoffs, I should say. Not a beautiful series. It's been a beautiful playoffs. I was very braggadocious, right? I had real big Knick energy in the Cleveland series. But I was confident that we was going to beat the Cavs. I told you guys Knicks in 5. Very confidently. I've said from the very beginning that I knew this Heat matchup was going to be a lot more challenging just because of the experience level and the coaching and the coaching experience at that too. And you start to see some of that come into play. The Miami Heat, while they don't know what it takes to win a championship, they know what it takes to make it to the finals. And even that's a different level of energy, a different level of want to. You know what I mean? A different level of grit and digging down deep and focused, right? And cherishing each play that the Knicks may not quite have in their bag yet. You know what I mean? Or in their mental database to be able to go ahead and reference it. They don't have it. Jimmy got it. The reason why we call him, and this reason why it was called Playoff Jimmy. Now, if you're a Knicks fan, you're looking at this like, you know what? Eye on this whole Jimmy Butler injury scenario. Because just like how the Miami Heat benefited from a late, from a hobbled Giannis Antetokounmpo. Knicks, you may have the opportunity to benefit from a hobbled Jimmy Butler. And I'm telling you this right now, if you don't do this, if you don't just find a way to go ahead and get this done in the next 4 or 5 games, I don't see it happening in a game 7. So I'm saying, Knicks and 5, 6 the worst. If not, then the Heat is taking this, and you can't let it get to a game 7. Originally, if things weren't really going back, if there was no injury, I was thinking more like about Heat in 6. It was going to be a tough series. Like I hate to say it, Knicks fans. I really do hate to say it, but they have something that we quite don't. Now, we also don't have Julius Randle, but again, this is no excuse, right? There's no excuse as to having Jimmy. That's why you didn't hear me talk about it. But to Knicks fans, right? Because now this is specifically the Knicks fans. Julius Randle, I'm not going to talk about how he affected winning or losing when it came to the Heat or this game or thing. Nope, you didn't hear me mention that or anything about one time. This is specifically just between me and Knicks fans. And to the Knicks fans that have been under the belief that maybe this team is better without Julius Randle. Listen, even sometimes I believe this team flows better without Julius Randle, right? And it probably does flow better without Julius Randle. But you saw the spots where you missed Julius Randle in this game, right? I didn't think that. Well, I don't even know who the hell that is. Let's see what you want. We got people calling in, all right? I don't even think that. Like, for the people that don't like Julius Randle, I almost lost my train of thought. While the offense flows a little bit smoother, you can see where you missed Julius Randle in this game. While the Knicks may have been aggressive early, there were spots I thought that you can see where they clearly missed Julius Randle and his early buckets, right? And his early aggression, even coming on the third. Because Julius Randle really is basically, even at this point, while you may not like him, the way that they used Jimmy Butler, even if Julius on the court for us, let's say in the fourth quarter, while the ball is being and the offense is being ran through Jalen Brunson, he's a factor they constantly always have to worry about. Oh yeah, there were times early, some of those early rebounds with that Kevin Love got in the third. Those could have been Julius Randle's boards. If you have a healthy Julius Randle battling with Mitchell Robinson. So listen, I even have said this team flows better without Julius Randle. That does not mean that when I watch this game, I could not, that as I'm watching, I'm like, it is clear. Like, yeah, you could use Julius Randle right here. You could probably use Julius. Like, there were places I'm like, yeah, we could use Julius Randle right here. We could be a little bit more aggressive. Like that, yeah, we could have used our little that little bull in a China shop right now. As frustrating as it is to see him, right? It's effective to a point. And there was too many times, right, when I thought the Knicks had an opportunity to really close out this game. And they opted to, or when the game still had opportunity to not close out the game, but reduce the lead, right? Because the Miami Heat had a little mini slump, and they had opportunity to really reduce this lead. Damn, New Jersey Devils are now up 4-0. This is a wrap. Oh man, this is gonna be insane sad. But not as sad as what Florida did. We're going to talk about that one after. We got that one lined up here? We'll see when we talk about that one. I want to make sure I get this one in here too. So, Look at that. Phoenix Suns have 0 points in the last 4 minutes. When we talk about Phoenix, when do we talk about them? Okay, they're coming up a little bit later too. When the Knicks had opportunity to make their to make a couple of runs, right? Like you can see it sometimes, right? You can honestly see it that they were settling for 3-pointers instead of going to the lane, and the lane is wide open. Remember, nobody was hitting threes. Everybody's trying to take a three, right? Trying to take that three to help that momentum, but nobody was hitting. Nobody could hit, and I get they were wide open, but so was the lane. Like you were wide open, and so was an easy shot at the lane that was either going to be an easy basket or a foul or an and one. Go for that. Put yourself at the line. Gain your momentum back at the line. Go back and watch. There was a stretch where there were about 5 3-pointers taken. 5. And they couldn't make any. 3 different possessions where a 3-pointer was settled on, right? And these guys had taken 3-pointers before and you couldn't hit any. I understand you believe you're going to make your next shot. Well, how about you try getting yourself in rhythm because you're out of rhythm? So again, at this point in time, I don't know if I want to blame the coach or if I want to blame the players. Ayo, coach, call a timeout. Let your players know. Stop settling for threes. Let's get back to let's get back to what got us this lead in the first quarter, and start taking it into the lane. You know what I mean? Put some meat on meat. You know, get some body contact. Stop settling for the three. Breaking news. Akira Shock. What the? Akira Schmidt big save robs Rangers of a goal. Oh. Whatever. Thought you were saying something. Yeah, so at times they got to figure. So even when I hear people saying, you know what, Tom Thibodeau coached a good game. Like, did he though? Did he really coach a good game? If I'm putting out all of these scenarios where I'm wondering, okay, players, you either got to be smarter to be able to understand the adjustment that you need to make to get yourself back in rhythm, right? Or to stop settling, or to get a grasp of this game, or to stop making easy baskets. Or when you see this happening too many times, coach, call a timeout, reel your team in, put them back on track, get them back united. That link, right? That chain is starting to stretch, and you're starting to see the gaps starting to open up. Nah, get them back together. Tighten up that chain again. I didn't see that happen. Timeouts were kind of late. Folks, we got 10 seconds left. 6. New Jersey is just dribbling it out by this point in time. There's nothing they can do. Folks, this is like being blown out by 40 in a closeout game. This is like having 50 dropped on you by a player in a closeout game. The New Jersey Devils just beat the New York Rangers 4-0 to win this first round, this East first round series, 4-3, and move on to the semi.
Big up.
So the blows just keep coming. I feel like this is Puffy in the 90s. I thought I told you that we won't stop. The punches, they just keep coming. They just keep coming. I'm ready to lose my sports mind. Oh wow. Okay. Let me get back. I'm back. Oh man. You guys don't understand. I can turn that off now. So we got to see what kind of changes happen for game 2. And this is going to be, I guess, part of the interesting part of it. How can you now make these adjustments? You started off good in the first quarter. You went first half. You went away from your game plan. And you had your game plan ran on you without ever punching back. I can't even say without even counter punching. You didn't even punch back. You just kind of covered up for the second half of the fight, and thought you won. You know, Oscar De La Hoya versus Tito kind of thing. You know, like you didn't do enough in the second half. One of the things you could keep trying to hope for is, and they're both revolved around injuries, is seeing what the status of Jimmy Butler is going to be, right? And also what the status of Julius Randle is going to be as well. You know what? Let's just go and talk
The
about it.
MyT injury report.
So, to remind you of some of these injuries that's going on, the Miami Heat already was dealing with a major injury, right, to their number 2 scorer in Tyler Hero. Their other perimeter scorer, their other take you off the dribble and weave through the lane kind of their other 3-level scorer, if you want to call him a 3-level scorer, right? But your other all-around scorer, Tyler Hero, again, he's still out for the remainder of the postseason, supposedly. Maybe if they make the playoff, maybe if they make the finals, maybe he has an opportunity to come back by then, but he's not going to be back by the end of the series. So he has a broken hand. Don't forget that I just told you Julius Randle, he has an ankle injury that he has been dealing with, honestly, since before the playoffs. Remember, he was gone for 2 weeks before the playoffs, and then he came back and he had that ankle injury in that playoff game and has been gone since. And then now you have Jimmy Butler now out also with an ankle, right? Now, the way the schedule is set up is that we're going to play again Tuesday. Now we're talking about the NBA schedule a little bit, right? We play again on Tuesday. So if the Miami Heat say to themselves, hey, you know what? We're up 1-0. We stole one of these games at home. We now have home court advantage. Jimmy Butler has an ankle injury. If we can rest him game 2 and give him a break from Sunday and he don't come back till Saturday, and we deal with the only worst case scenario is that the series is 1-1, then we take it versus having to push him on it 2 days later, right? Hopefully that part of that game plan is that if Jimmy's playing, you test how well that ankle is. Right, and you go after him, and then next thing you know, let's say he twisted again, or it makes it worse, or it makes all that swelling come back. Now instead of having almost a week to get it worked on, now you're going from Tuesday to Saturday. So now you talk about Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 3 days versus, I guess, 5 days, 6 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I guess if you want to look at it, 3 days versus 5 days of rest. Which, I don't know if things have been a little bit sore on you, that can use a little bit of resting or healing. If it is just some light, just enough swelling that you'd be like, okay, with nothing major is happening, just a little twist or whatever, 5 days is crucial. Like 5 days is a hell of a difference. Like in 2 days, you may be still limping, like, you know what I mean? Especially 3 days, you may still be limping. By that 5th day, you'd be like, oh, damn. I didn't realize the limp was gone. You know what I mean? You're like, like, oh, okay. I feel like I'm okay. And then you do a little run and be like, oh, okay. I'm not as good as I thought I was. But shit, I'm really fucking good. I'm good enough. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. Both fan bases, Knicks fans and Heat fans. Listen, as much as I'm saying Knicks fans, we're gonna really be keeping an eye on Jimmy Butler's injuries. I know Heat fans are also keeping an eye on Julius Randle's injuries, because the longer he's out, the better opportunity that you have to keep beating the Knicks. The Knicks, without Julius Randle, are just a little easier to beat for a team with the playoff pedigree and championship pedigree of the Miami Heat. Their experience really shows. And you know, guys, you know me, guys. I really don't like the Heat as an organization or culture or anything like that, right? Or as a rap label or anything. But I do respect their culture. And I know I just said I don't like their culture, but I do respect their culture, what they do here. I do. You've heard me for years. I wish that the Knicks were ran a little bit more like the Heat, right? A little bit more like professionals, basically, instead of like they had a child running the show. And for the 3 years, I can say I am very happy with how the Knicks have ran their organization. I have no complaints. I just hope that I can't say I hope they don't mess it up. I just hope that they found something that they hold on to going forward as a Knicks standard again. Like, you understand, there's growing pains that has to happen. Like, you have to realize, as a new general manager, right, or a new owner of a team, you're either going to be really good or really bad, right? You're either going to be noticed because you're really good or really bad. If you're in between, nobody notices you. And in New York, everybody's going to notice you. So you're really good or really bad. And he did a lot of moves because he was trying to catch that lightning in the bottle a lot of times to be really good. And it kind of backfired because he was using that that Jerry Buss model. But at some point in time, you got to look, okay, am I learning from my mistakes? And can I get better, or am I doing the same exact things? And it looks like he may have learned from his mistakes and he's trying to get better. So we'll continue to take a look into that and just keep that in mind. Now, again, we keep in mind that, again, Philly just won their game earlier without Joel Embiid, as he has an LCL injury. And for Yankees fans, like I said, I just had to throw this in there, as we're going to keep this with the New York vibe. Aaron Judge is out for 10 days. Not 10 games. I heard for 10 days with a hip injury. Yeah, so there you go. That is the
MyT report.
ooh. Ooh, nice save. Got it right past him too. Yeah, that is MyT injury report. Now, I know the injury report is over, and these guys technically don't have injuries, but is a bruised ego an injury? I'm curious. Right? I wonder sometimes. Is a bruised injury an ego? Because I don't know if you guys know this song, right? I feel like most people that watch my podcast, we have similar demos, and you guys know that Mobb Deep song "Shook Ones." That was the Memphis Grizzlies talking about, you ain't a crook, son. You just a shook one. Dylan Brooks is going to have to specialize in something. I don't want to say an intangible stat other than scoring. Maybe he has to become the best 3-point shooter in the league of it, the next couple of years for the next 5 years in a row, or start becoming one of the best rebounders in the league, or one of the best shot blockers at the rim. In Dylan Brooks may never recover from this ever again. I think a lot of people was already starting to look at him like he's kind of a clownish, but that kind of happens when you play the role that he's playing. Right? He's playing the Draymond Green role. He's playing the Marcus Smart role. He's playing the Dennis Rodman role. All these guys were kind of looked at like clowns, goons, right? Kind of bombastic, right? They don't, but it's their never wavering attitude. Lance Stevenson, right? Right? But it was their never wavering attitude. Damn, he lanced them. Ooh. 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 That was so embarrassing. But it was is that unwavering attitude to know who you are, stay who you are. Understand, like, yo, this is who I am. It's not an act. This is who I am truly. And be not only true to yourself, but true to winning. And when somebody confronts you, right, and starts talking that shit, I don't understand how that threw you out of your game. Because in my head, I would have been like, oh, I'm in his head. Oh, I got that. Oh, I rented space. It's a wrap. I won. I'm in his space. I'm in his head. Now I haven't got to wear. I just go out here and play my game and be free. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. You understand? Like, but after that, he got stiff. He was shook, tense, sweating. Not the same. Choked. And it was noticed. Damian Lillard was like, yo, how you going to go from him to an identity crisis? Because he could delete all of his Instagram posts. Going through it, dude. It's a process. Nah, B. He doesn't feel that at all. Wasn't feeling that at all. It was it was bad. It was pretty damn bad. Halftime, Phoenix up by 2, 42-40 over Denver. Jamal Murray, he only has 4 points this game, 1 for 7. Devin Booker, 17, 7 for 14 shooting, and somebody has 9. I couldn't see who that was, if that was Kevin Love or if it was DeAndre Ayton. I know the last time I looked up, DeAndre Ayton had like 8 points early. That was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. Oh, I don't respect nobody until, he old. I don't respect nobody until they get me 40. I have that sound. I should. Oh, I got that sound still. Hold on. If I don't have it, I know it's on here somewhere. Hey, listen. Here we go. This is what he said. Let's not forget. Let's pull this up.
Do that. One of the better players in the game.
Thank you. Who was that? That was courtesy of Bleacher Report. Pull it up from YouTube, right, for that audio. That's what he said. I don't respect nobody until they give me 40. While LeBron James didn't give him 40 in the next game. Game 7. Sorry, not game 7. They beat him that next game. Then game 6, closeout game. They in LA. LA's busting this ass. Busting that ass all game. All game. LeBron James drops 22. And I'm telling you, I was watching that game Saturday. I started watching that game Saturday. And I remember I get to halftime and I'm like, hey, yo. Hey, yo. This is not looking good. Like, I woke up, I'm like, this is not looking good at all. Sacramento is getting worked. Not Sacramento. Memphis is getting worked. They're getting sunned out here, B. They're getting completely sunned out here. Anthony Davis is eating everybody's lunch on defense. You can't put shots up for nothing. Again, there was some plays out there. There were some charges that I just did not like that Ja Morant went up for. You know, that really should have been charged because people were sliding into his ear space after he elevated. They're still moving. And he's just landing bad and having to deal with it. Like, listen, at least shout out to Ja Morant for at least playing through the wrist. And obviously, his broken hand must be a much different broken hand than what Tyler Hero is. And also, that also lets you know the level of player Tyler Hero is. Because if he was a player of a higher caliber, if we had expectations from him in the local or national market, they would have been wondering how come he wasn't playing and Ja Morant is. But not one time anybody questioned it. Both of them got a broken hand. How come you can't play? Ja Morant's still trying to yoke on people. They're on his broken hand. So I guess it all depends. Like, I guess it's how bad. I don't know. We don't know how bad the break is, but like I said, that just shows you the level of player Tyler Hero. While Tyler Hero is nice and he's good, and he wants his name in the categories of these guys because he said it himself before. It's not quite there because you don't have that expectation level. You don't have that expectation put on you yet. You can score all you want, maybe put up those numbers, but nobody's putting that weight of expectation on you. That weight of expectation goes through Jimmy Butler, then Bam Adebayo, and then you. You're basically the RJ Barrett of our team, of the New York Knicks. Actually, worse. You're probably Quentin Grimes when it comes to expectation, but you're the third option. You're the third guy. Like the point of blame doesn't go through you first. It goes through those two guys first. And I don't even think a lot of people even give Tyler Hero a lot of slack. You don't catch a lot of that heat. So tell you, listen, this is lucky. Listen, like, be happy that you could have that broken wrist and people watch Ja Morant play and wonder how come you not play. Because listen, in other worlds, they wonder. With other expectations, they wonder. They at least wonder. No, people don't like to say that shit because it's not the kind of things people worry about anymore in this day and age, right? Or one of the things they like to say out loud. But, ooh. Okay, so PJ Tucker hit Jason Tatum in the nuts. And PJ Tucker's still in the game after that. So how come Dylan Brooks is the only guy that got suspended for, right? Got kicked. Draymond Green's the only guy that got kicked out the game for hitting somebody in the nuts. We've seen it now at least 3 different times now in this Boston Philly series, and nobody's been ejected. So I was watching this charge that Marcus Smart caught on Tyrese Maxey. Oh, that was the steal right there. Tyrese Maxey got 28 seconds left to put them up by 1 there. And Boston was doing some good passes of the ball. Yeah, we went to Jason Tatum's hand and woo. That was it. Okay, let's get back. Let's get back here to Lakers and Memphis. Fucking Dylan Brooks, boy. This is funny. It really is. It really is ironic because now more than ever, I know I'm not the only one. I can't be the only one. I want to know what LeBron James said to Dylan Brooks. Like I do. I want to know what was said to him. I want to know what shook you so much that not only did you play like Basura, but you went into social media hiding. You really went into the social media witness protection program. That was crazy. Like talking about laying down and taking it. Like, I forgot what skit that is. I ain't nobody bending me. Like, oh, so you the one doing the bending? Nah, they being bended. They're definitely being bended. Oh, they definitely got bended over. Like, oh man, to have 40, to be get blown out by 40. Hey, but you know what though? They got humbled more than anything else. They got humbled. That playoff experience that the Lakers. Listen, we talk about all of this. That playoff experience, the experience that the Lakers have, that LeBron James has, that championship experience the Lakers have, that LeBron James has, and Anthony Davis has. I think they've realized that enough time has passed that they need another championship. Now that they need another championship, right, is the fact that they realize that nobody credits you for that championship. Like when the rings count, everybody's like, oh yeah, LeBron James got 4 rings, but ask just when you ask about what about that bubble championship? Yeah, that was Fugazi. That don't count. You don't have to mention LeBron James. You don't have to mention the Lakers. Just ask about it, and they be like, "Yeah, that shit don't count." And it is, and this isn't the fans talking. This is the other players talking. The players don't think that it was for real. And I know some, and I know there's a couple, and I know there's a few of the high voice that you can point out. Right, because you understand in any scenario, we're not talking in absolutes here, right? There's the few that was like, oh man, that was tough, like because you had to be this, you had to be away from your man. You was in basketball camp. Stop it right now. You're in basketball camp. You're in basketball camp in Disney. Let's not forget that. Full access to Disney. Basketball camp. I don't like to bring up their pay structure when it comes into a lot of things, but a millionaire basketball camp. They've all been to basketball camp. But also, what it did show you, right, for the ones who are like, yeah, this was too much, man, the guys that aren't on a clutch player, that aren't that guy. And listen, while we heard it, and while at the time we thought that it was brave of Paul George to say that listen, it was kind of too tough for him mentally. We also made it realize that that you're not that dude, and made us see why you kept on folded in those moments in the scenario, because things just got too big for you, and your body chemistry didn't allow you to produce properly. Some people they can, some people they can't. And he realized that. And he's even come out so much to even say that, he had to come to a point where he even realized that. Well, we realized that before you did. Ooh. Just seen somebody eat shit and also fall in it. Oh, man. It's just those bare necessities, those simple bare necessities. Don't worry about your troubles or your boom, boom, boom. This was not a good look for the Grizzlies. Listen, nor was it a good look for the Kings. At least the Kings went down fighting in 7 games. No, I don't want to talk about the Kings yet. Let's back to these Bears, to these Grizzlies, right? Let's get back to these Grizzlies for a second, because they got humbled. They definitely got humbled, and I wonder if you know what it means to be humbled. No, it's not. I wonder which comment was more damaging. Dylan Brooks' comment about, hey, he's old, when he gives me 40. And I know that's the one that's more fresh in everybody's mind. Or did this really start, and this is just the tip of it? It finally coming to its crescendo, right? Right? The comment by John Morant. Yeah, we go in the West. The only team we see is Boston. Okay. So I wonder what's going on, Tanya. I just seen her liking the video. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Yo, take a drink from me. Yo, what's my drink at? I got a little bit of something still left in here. I can always make that more. Yeah, so I wonder which. So you guys let me know, right? I know you guys are listening when even if you're watching live or you listen to the read here in the comments. Which one was more damaging? Which one was more damning? Dylan Brooks' comment or John Morant's comment? Or were they both equally damning? I'll let you cop. I'll allow cop outs. Yankees place Aaron Judge in the IL. I told you guys about that already. Now, what I really worry about, I wonder now, which L was worse? Right? Was the Grizzlies L worse, or was the Kings L worse? Like I said, at least the Kings put up a fighting chance, right? Took it to Game 7. They didn't talk shit. Was just out there trying to ball and hoop. Kind of like John Morant. Actually, very similarly to John Morant. De'Aaron Fox breaks his hand. Right? Fractures his hand, whichever what it is. And he comes back and plays. So De'Aaron Fox played for his team. John Morant played for his team. And they tell me the only guy with the fucked up hand that didn't play for his team was Tyler Hero. But Tyler Hero is the only guy out here begging to have his name put in with the likes of De'Aaron Fox and John Morant and Luka Doncic. Like, you want your name in that category, yet when you have the same injury as those guys, I don't see you on the court trying to help your team win. Just saying. The level of responsibility ain't quite there. But yeah, similar to John Morant, De'Aaron Fox did everything he can to try to help his team stay alive. But you saw, again, the experience. It happened with Lakers versus Memphis. You saw it again, Sacramento versus Golden State. You saw it again. We saw it Knicks Heat too. Knicks, they ain't willing to admit this yet. The experience was just way too much. And I talked about it at the top of the show, that masterful performance by Stephen Curry, right? When you just see him put together all aspects of his game, right? Offensively, and then also not be a defensive liability at that either, right? And we saw from him a couple times this already this playoff series, calling the timeout that he didn't have, but also when Sacramento is over there trying to get that last shot off, he's the one challenging the shot. He's the one hustling, trying to make the extra plays. Right? Make sure he closes out. So we've seen him this year really make. Now, maybe that's what he's done this year other than other years, right? Because I remember they talked about a lot of things, and I heard a lot of things talked about that he did so far this year, or even in this series, in this closeout game, that people haven't seen from him before. And I'm like, bull. You ain't been watching Stephen Curry if all of a sudden you saw him do something in that game that he hasn't done before. That game was literally him pulling everything out of his bag in one game. Except for the passing. He even had to do the cross court passes like he used to do in college. But you definitely have seen him. If there was one thing to credit him for, is I guess his defense, right? Is that you can, I guess, physically see his defense. Normally, you would see him be the defensive liability. You'll see him be the guy that the defense is trying to hunt for, to take advantage of. This time around, I think you're seeing the extra effort. It's becoming more visible, right? You're seeing the closeouts, right, become more apparent. You're starting to notice him for his positives on defense versus the other team trying to make him a negative. And again, God damn, these guys say something about that playoff experience. I'm sorry. Like, talk about shook ones. They in both scenarios, LeBron James and Stephen Curry, Golden State Warriors and the Lakers both snatched their other team's souls. They completely snatched their souls. Appreciate you. But let's continue to move on, right? We continue to roll up and roll out, because they weren't the only game that was on. And speaking of games, we're back with the Phoenix and Denver game. And this is part of the reason why I want to hurry up and roll out too, because I want to get into this series as well. I really, really want to get into this series as well, because I don't know if it's just me that has this thought. It could be. Maybe it's my unappreciative ass, right? But I'm really curious if I'm the only one that has this thought. But until then, let's go a little 305 to my city.
Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. MyT from 305 my city. I keep the pulse of the city. Where the Knicks, Heat, and Nets of magic, we talk about it, cause good and trash.
My Knicks suck.
Bucks.
I'm so upset.
Jets, Jags, Giants, and Fans.
Got Aaron.
Woo! Our losses all go quick. Yankees, Marlins, Mets, and Rays. We talk about them all day, all day. We about to die on the I-95. We about to die on the I-95. We about to die on the I-95. We about to die on the I-95.
All right, let's go a little 305 to my city, right? Let's go a little around the league, because like these whole entire playoffs have been amazing, right? And I don't know if it's the Knicks fan in me that just feels a little extra, a little extra jovial, like I got a little extra smile on my face because my Knicks are in the second round of the playoffs. I don't know if that's the reason why I'm enjoying these playoffs so much, because my Knicks team happened to be a part of it, or just because of the matchups. So let's run a couple of these, right, and give you these scenarios. So as you guys already know, right, New York Knicks beat Cleveland in the first round 4-1, right? And they end up moving on to what we're in now, which is the semis. We had Milwaukee lose to Miami as well in 5 games as well. Miami beat them 4-1 as well. That's how we have this. That's how we got to this whole New York Knicks and Miami matchup. as we just went over, Sacramento Kings lost to the Warriors, right, in 7, right? And with the Golden State Warriors closing out that game. And then we had the Lakers beating Memphis in 6. Like, I'm winning that series 4-2. That's the 1, the 2, the 3, and the 4 seed gone. Just to let you guys know. That's all. That's your now. Granted, that's not all top 4. That's not all in one conference. But the Knicks took out the 4 seed Cavs. The Heat took out the 8 seed Bucks. The Lakers take out the 2 seed Grizzlies. And then the Warriors take out the 3 seed Kings. I can't remember. I honestly can't remember the last time that a 1 seed, a 2 seed, a 3 seed, and a 4 seed have all been eliminated in the first round of the playoffs. Come on, the 8 seed don't normally get the dub. Like this one makes like the 7, even the 7 seed isn't 5-4. That's always feels like it's a toss up. Sometimes 6-3, not very often. But I'm wilding. But for a 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4 all to fall in 1 year in the first round, that also goes to show you that not only that, think about the Miami Heat was a playing team. The Lakers were a playing team. Who else? Knicks and thing. So 2 of the teams that won, 2 of the teams that survived that are moving on, come from the playing tournament. Now, now you can call it a little bit more rhythm, catching them not ready, but that was the first round. Well, that was the first round. Right? So if you like the playing tournament or not, listen, they're producing. They produced 2 of the teams that came with this upset in these series. Now, granted, right? Which is why I can understand this whole entire time that these 2 fan bases thinking that, you know what, I have a chance. One of them is the Lakers, right, with LeBron James, who also just won a championship. What was it? 3 years ago. Other one was the Miami Heat and Eric Spoelstra and that organization that have 3 championships underneath their belt, just went to NBA Finals also 3 years ago. Another one is the Golden State Warriors, who just won a championship last year and also got 4 of them things. So 3 of these guys. Oh, also listen, I don't think anything about my Miami Heat also beat the team that won a championship 2 years ago, but had to go through them to win that championship. When the Miami Heat went to a finals, they had to go through Milwaukee to get. Just saying, people don't even understand. Like, there's a little thing that should be going on in Miami and Milwaukee. This should be a rivalry. Miami and Milwaukee should be a rivalry because I feel like when they play each other the majority of the time, right, they get a chance to play each other when it matters. And I feel like each time whoever's won has kind of made it to the finals. We'll see that. Listen, hopefully the Knicks can stop that pattern. Hopefully that's not even really been a pattern. I'm really hoping, because I just remember them that way. I remember the year that Miami Heat went to the finals, they had to beat Milwaukee in a series. And the year that Milwaukee went to the finals, they had to beat the Heat in a series. I can't tell any of the times where they've matched, right? And one had to go through the other, and what was the result of that? Obviously, it wasn't a championship. I don't even know if they've met even outside of a time where one didn't go all the way to the finals. I can't remember. I'm sorry. And this iteration of Miami Heat and Milwaukee, the Giannis era, that is after the big three. You know, this era of Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero, right? Even maybe Butler, because Jimmy Butler may be also just a Bam Adebayo time frame. But if you want to add him in there really to give it a little bit more of a firm flashpoint, yeah, like that, just the Jimmy Butler era of Miami Heat with, you know, this Giannis era of the Bucks. I think every time they've met, whoever has won that series has made it to the finals. Don't quote me on it, but check on it. I think that may be facts. It's a strong fact. Like, listen, if it ain't 100% facts, like I was about 81% of the way there. Oh man, who else we had here? Right, so I can tell you, that's the 1, 2, the 3, the 4 gone. So now we have Phoenix, Denver, right? And they've already played one game. This is their second game already. Denver's leading this series 1 game to nothing. Right? They won that first game 125 to 107. If I'm not mistaken, Jamal Murray, he hit us with the 40 piece, didn't he? All right. 40 piece in a dub. Jamal Murray, dropped 34. Okay, nope, he didn't make the 40 club. People suspecting as you see me, I'm gonna hit 40. But I don't know if it's just me, and this is what I wanted to get to earlier. I don't know if it's just me, but this series should intrigue me, but it doesn't. I don't know if it's just nothing about Denver really intrigues me anymore, right? Like, unless their players just smoking weed on the court, like you're not really saying shit to me. I'm checking something that I definitely could have waited to after the podcast to check. So I don't know why I'm doing it now, but let's continue. Yeah, I don't know. Also because I don't think that Phoenix is going to win a championship anyway this year. Maybe that's why. While they should, I don't think they are. So I'll stay right here and say it. Listen, I'm not, you know, I ain't too hard. I ain't too proud to beg. While Phoenix should win a championship this year, I don't think they will. And I think they get stopped by Denver. But let's live in a world where, let's say, the Phoenix Suns make it on to the next round. Do you realize the matchup that we're going to have in the next round? So I wanted to mention this earlier. I was talking to some Lakers fans, and I was surprised on their thought process, where I asked before the Kings and Warriors game series had finished. I asked them, how do you feel if you are playing the Kings in the next round? And how do you feel if you play the Lakers in the next round? Or if you play the Warriors in the next round? And I was surprised that a good majority of them thought if they play the Kings, they'll lose to the Kings. But if they play the Warriors, they'll beat the Warriors. And I was thinking about that. Let's make it through the Warriors. I should give them some bravado. But they would think, a lot of their thought process that, well, they don't know how the Kings really play. They never faced them before in this manner, so they may not really know how to beat them, but they know how to beat the Golden State Warriors. He's beaten them before. And for me, it was the complete opposite thought process, where my thought process was that you'll sun the Kings. You'll sun the Kings the same way you sunned Memphis, because they're just young and inexperienced. Now, while beating Golden State would probably help put some hair on their chest, I'm still like, yo, you can sun them. Now, the Golden State Warriors, I don't find that so easy of a job for them to son, because while LeBron James may kind of know how to beat them, the Lakers don't, and their coach don't, and Anthony Davis doesn't. They have to follow his lead. There's an overall game plan that everybody is, you know what I mean? Like, he's going to have to try to put in Ty Lue's game plan against them and then see if he can see what he has to do to adjust on the fly. And when I say he, I mean LeBron James. I'm sorry, no, I don't want no disrespect to the dog, you know what I mean? But I find it odd that so many of them thought that Sacramento would have been the harder of the two scenarios, because I think that the Warriors would be the harder matchup for them. And also the fact that on both ends, like, listen, on paper, this is the matchup we want. Like, you understand, outside of Phoenix, Denver, right? Which I don't see the allure of Phoenix, Denver. Sorry, I don't see the allure of Phoenix, Denver. But we have Phoenix, Denver. We have Miami, New York, which is a heated rivalry. We got Philly and Boston, which that injury sucks, right? And that injury is going to end up sucking some of that life out of that series. But Philly just got that back by taking game one. And again, that's a rivalry in its own. And then we have Lakers and Golden State Warriors, which is that rivalry of LeBron James and Stephen Curry. And honestly, this is the race to 5. This, my friends, is the race to 5. It's the race to see which one of you guys can win a ring, not one time, not 2 times, not 3 times, not 4 times, but for 5. You understand? This is the race to 5 rings. This is the race to see who can tie Kobe. And you know LeBron James wants to try to tie Kobe in LA. How many rings?
5 times, 5 times, 5 times, 5 times, 5 times.
This is race to see who could be a 5-time champion. And my money is on the chef, Stephen Curry, the golden child. Sorry, like, that's where my money's at, B. And listen. Linda, listen. Phoenix Suns are up 66-59. Just under 3 minutes left to go in the third. Like, honestly, outside of the Heat Knicks series, the series I'm probably interested in the most is probably going to be Golden State Warriors and Lakers, followed by Phoenix and Boston. That is going to be, Philly and Boston, and after that, Phoenix and Denver. And again, I don't know. How many songs did Pop Smoke have? I feel like when I turn on the radio, right, or anytime I hear songs, I feel like I'm still hearing new Pop Smoke songs. Am I the only one? Let's take a break. We're gonna come back. We gotta do this real quick. I gotta pay my respect to my brethren and sisters out there.
They didn't join this team to win championships or become famous. They joined because there is important work to be done, and only some able to do it. They are brighter, better educated, led, and equipped than any team in history. They are doctors, lawyers, engineers, technologists, and combat troops, all prepared for whatever comes their way. You'll find them where the lights don't flash, and the only contract they sign is with themselves and their country. One day, they may be asked what they did to make a difference in this world, and they can respond. I make it.
And we are back with the My Sports Podcast. I'm still your host, the one annoying Dallin Domar Taylor, aka the Army Black Knight. Woof. Let's continue to get into this. So let's talk about these series, all right? Let's we still lose 3 or 5 in my city, right? Let's talk about these series. Phoenix and Denver. I'm going Denver in 5. Listen, I'm disrespectful with, and I don't want to say I'm disrespectful with my picking. If I'm gonna pick a team to win, I'm gonna pick them to win in a more dominating factor. I feel that 6 and 7 games, and people just want to be. They're worried about trying to be too respectful to the other team. And normally these other guys are probably in more national media, right? National camera. They think like, yeah, I don't want this other team, other fan. Nah, whatever, man. Denver in 5. 4-1. They're taking over Phoenix. They're gonna go home wondering, tell me why. Ain't nothing but heartbreak. Hulk Hogan versus the Gawker. Wasn't Hulk Hogan the Gawker? Phoenix, Denver. We all know Jamal Murray can put up 30 points in any playoff game. We've seen this from him. And I don't think anybody really needed to be reminded of what he can do. And listen, if you were one of these individuals, then he was talking to you. But there was no need for it. Like he was just been gone for 2 years. Like we know what that's like. It's rough, especially when you're going through when you're going through those CL injuries. All right, MCL, LCL, ACL, RCL, PCL. You know, any of those CL injuries, any of those knee injuries. Right. Anytime you go through those multiple knee injuries, Achilles injuries, calf injuries, things like that. Right. Hamstrings, like we and he was going for 2 years. Like we understand what that looks like. Was that, as I'm speaking of injuries, like calves, things like that. CP3 scheduled groin goes out. They go CP3 scheduled injury in a year where his team is kind of looking like they should be a favorite to win. Tell you. I don't gotta tell you who Chris Paul is. He shows you it every playoff series, or every year in the playoffs. He shows you who he is. And I know you can. I know everybody can make excuses for him every time, or you can find an excuse to make for him. But every year he shows up in the play. He shows you what he is. So now it's going to be a team ran by Devin Booker and high on Devin Booker and Kevin Durant. Maybe you get some pain in there. We'll see who else is able to get in there. But Denver as well, though. But remember, Denver also drafted the all-injured squad. So they drafted people betting on the fact that it may take them 2-3 years for them to get healthy. But we'll have what's supposed to be an all-star level, right? Or star level young player to help usher in our squad. And then Devin Booker though is showing up. 26 points right now. You got about under 2 minutes left. Jokic goes in the middle. He gets stripped by Kevin Durant. Nope. They called the foul on Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant was wondering, like, who, me? What? That wasn't on me. Kevin Durant had a haircut for one day. Haircut's already gone. Here you gone. Haircut, Ali. Haircut. Yeah, that was on the arms. Yeah, on you. Oh, man. Yo, all of these games I'm here. All of these games I am here for. But can I step out of basketball for a second? We're gonna hop right back in. We're gonna do some double dutch shit, right? Let me hop back. Let me hop out and hop back in because there's something I really have to do. I have to get
on camera in Florida.
Florida man decided to bring an alligator with him while making a beer run.
That's what we could cocaine.
I'm gonna give you about like 18 more minutes of the show, right? We're gonna get off the air at midnight. Had to give a shout out to Florida, man. Had like normally this is around the time where I'm probably poking fun at somebody from Florida. No, not this time around. Yo, big shout out, big shout out to the whole entire Florida Panthers, right? The NHL team. So we can talk a little NHL playoffs. Big shout out to the NHL team because I mentioned to you guys sometime in the year that I will not be mentioning a certain team for what they, for their accomplishment because I just don't like that area of the country. We have a rivalry of them, right? But I can mention them now. That was his hand. The Florida Panthers. The Florida Panthers. They beat the number one seeded team in the NHL this year, the Boston Bruins. Now I know you're wondering, like, damn, didn't that happen to the Milwaukee Bucks? Yeah, but let me tell you what was different. The Florida Panthers, so another Florida team, right, beat another number one team. Like the Miami Heat beat the Milwaukee Bucks. But let me tell you what was different. Yeah, the Milwaukee Bucks may have been the number one team in the NBA, but they didn't produce the best record of all time in the NBA. But it happened in the NHL with the Boston Bruins, folks. They were the best team in hockey. They weren't just the best team in hockey this year. They were the best team in hockey of all time. And not just only with wins, with goals made, scores made, pucks on plays, balls in faces, fishes on courts. They had it all. They were flying high. Ooh, yeah, brother. I'm telling you, they were feeling themselves. And them Florida boys, them city boys came out and was like, yo, you thought I was feeling you? No, I'm feeling you? And shut all that down. Sorry. I was happy. I told you, there's not a lot of Florida teams I root for. The hockey team, I don't mind. Especially when you're not playing any New York teams. I don't mind. They put a WNBA team down here. You got me, B. That West Palm Beach team, you basically got. I'm about to be down the street from you. Actually, no, not the street from you. More now. It's weird. Cause the West Palm Beach team is in Pompano. I just realized that. Wait a minute. Well, you know, though, I guess that's no different than they call it the Miami. You know, I can't make fun of any of them. I can't make fun of any of them. I just realized something. As I'm realizing that the West Palm soccer team is in Pompano, which is Broward, right? Which is right down the street this way, like 20 minutes that way. I also didn't realize how many stadiums I was close to sometimes. Damn, I'm about to be far from them now. I'm moving. Ooh, speaking of moving, so that you guys know, this will be our last. We won't be here this Friday. Right, so we're going to do a podcast Monday. We'll do a podcast Wednesday live from Sharkies. Again, we won't be there this Friday. I'm going to be finishing up my moving process, right? We're moving out of this location, I'm moving to a different spot. So we'll be here. We'll be there, and you'll probably see us recorded from that new location on Monday, maybe Monday. So don't be surprised if the first time we pod is next Wednesday. But even if I don't give you video, I may definitely give you audio. So stay tuned. And yeah, Chris Paul has left the game with a brawn, and since then, Devin Booker, Splash City. So where were we? Yeah, Florida Panthers. Big up to them. And listen, Denver has come back a little close and reduced that lead. It's now a 3-point game, 73-70. And they're about to start and that's the end of the third. So we're waiting for the start of the fourth now. Yeah. So the Florida Panthers, they took out not just the best team in hockey history, the team that has scored the most pucks in hockey history and put up the most points in hockey history. They literally beat the number one team in hockey history in the first round. Oh man, listen. Like I said, it's not too often I root for them, but man. Oh well, that's what I was thinking about. Damn it, I just realized it. But it came to me. So the soccer team plays in Pompano, but they're called the West Palm team, which is kind of far from each other, right? Just to let you guys know, it's a decent ways away. We're talking at least it's still 20-30 minute drive, right? That's still a decent ways away, right? We're supposed to a highway if it has to be, right? But 20-30 minute drive. The Miami Dolphins call themselves the Miami Dolphins, yet they play in Miami Gardens, which isn't even Miami. Like, it shit is not. Or if it is Miami, it is the most North Miami that it can possibly be. But it's not. It's more like Hollywood. You understand? This is definitely not Miami. But whatever. Or it's more like, not Hollywood. What's that over there? Miramar. Yeah, it's not Miami at all. But whatever. It's Miami Gardens. But I end up realizing, so like, yo, I can't even talk shit. I end up realizing that while West Palm is in Pompano and Miami's in Miami Garden, my New York Jets are in New Jersey. So, right? At least the rest of those teams, right? At least they're in their same state, right? At least they're in their same state. It's just a different city. We're in a different city in a different state. While we treat New Jersey like it's just part of the burbs of our city, it's a different city. I mean, it's a different state. New Jersey is its own state. So I can understand why some people, they be talking shit, be like, yo, like, you have it in New Jersey. I'm like, you don't understand how New Yorkers look at New Jersey. It's honestly the equivalent of having the Miami Dolphins and Miami gone. Like, it's the suburbs to us. It's real estate. It's just one of those weird things. It's just one of those weird things. But now I hear that on that highway area that they're trying to put I forgot what stadium they're trying to put over there. The one they wanted to put the Jets and Giants. I heard they're building a stadium to put around there somewhere. I'm trying to think. Was it not the West Side Highway? Is it? That whole kind of junction meets into a bunch of different parts. Something of that nature. But it goes your NHL. Like, man, like, who would have thought that we would have? Now, of course, we're gonna have NHL news because it's the playoffs right now. And like I said, we just saw we saw. Damn, I just saw. Man, look at these upsets. I'm just realizing this, right? We really did just have the Florida Panthers beat the Boston Bruins, but also the New Jersey Devils beat the New York Rangers. They're all over the place, these upsets. All through the playoffs this year, man. Oh, man. Listen, you guys have to make sure you keep watching. You guys have to really just make sure you keep watching. I don't think I got anything else left for you guys. Wait. Let's make sure. Knicks disappoint. Jimmy. NHL. Oh, you know what? You know what I have for you guys? I have a Blue Chew promo code for you guys. I know you're wondering, damn, wait, what you mean a Blue Chew promo code? Blue Chew. Hold on, somebody trying to call in. I see we got a call. What's going on, Cole? I got you. I just saw that. I just saw it. I got you right now. Let's see what we got here. But let me see if I can get this. Let me get this. What's going on, Cole? How you doing? Welcome to the Mighty Sports Podcast. You trying to kick it? What's going on? What you trying to talk about? You got a question for us? All right. Thank you for calling. We'll catch you next time. So I don't know what that's all about, but it seems like he couldn't get his connection working properly, or he just couldn't really get it up. But let me also give you this Blue Chew promo code. I know you guys are wondering, damn, what do you mean this Blue Chew promo code? What is that? I got you. Listen, yo, who's your boy? Who's your boy? Talk to me. What is Blue Chew, you ask? Well, Blue Chew just happens to be a little blue pill that can get you back your thrill. All you do is open up a pack and head straight to the sack. Just a few chews before you do. It has the same active ingredients as Vi and Cialis, so this is one opportunity that you just can't miss. For a very low cost, you can beat it up like a boss, and she will love how you come through like a champ when you Blue Chew in advance. And if you use my promo code of GSSS, you can get your first order of Blue Chew for free. Yes, folks, for the free. Only thing you have to pay for is shipping and handling. So listen, that's it. I don't. We'll knock it till you try it. Listen, this is South Florida. Like I know some of you people wonder, like, man, what? This is South Florida. You don't even understand what goes on with the city boys down here. Like, you don't even need to. You don't even have to need it. Like, you just want to make sure that you do what you said you was gonna do in those DMs. And ladies, you want to make sure he's doing what he said he's gonna do in those DMs. So you hold him accountable a little bit, right? It's for both of you. It's for his and her pleasure. Oh man, we have about a few minutes left. Next time the Knicks play is going to be on Tuesday. They play again on Saturday, right? So when we come back on the air on Wednesday, we'll be live from Sharkies. Look, don't you guys forget to come live to Sharkies. We are going to start raffling a sweater, right? And I'll show you the product. All right, so we're gonna start a raffle for a sweater. As well, we're gonna have trivia coming up on Wednesday as well. I'm trying to think if we're gonna have a show next Wednesday. We're gonna see how things go next Wednesday. We're gonna see how the show goes, how things goes next Wednesday. We're gonna be now about, instead of us being about 10 minutes away from that location, we're now gonna be about an hour away from that location. So we're gonna see how that works as well too. But thank you guys for listening to the show. I think we've covered everything we wanted to get out of here. Listen, I know I can't be the only one this excited for the NBA, for the rest of these NBA playoffs. And I don't believe in Phoenix. Did I tell you this already? Like, did I actually go about this? So what you guys already know, I don't believe in the Knicks. I think the Golden State Warriors are going to win it. Honestly, I'm at the point now where I think the Golden State Warriors are going to win another championship. I'm basically there. I have basically almost convinced myself, and I'm pretty sure I'm convinced that the Golden State Warriors are going to win another championship. That's definitely because whoever wins this Golden State Warriors-Lakers matchup is who I think probably wins another championship. Those two guys have something to prove this year, a period for their legacy. And going through one another, right? And for the possibility to get your fifth ring, I think this is where that motivation really starts to cement itself, is right in this series. That this is gonna help be that extra catapult. Last series, oh no, they had to fight, and those young boys really made them have to remind people, like, yo, I'm him. We are him. He's the golden child, another one, and I'm the chosen one. Now they go out to battle each other. Yeah, whoever wins this, I think that's the catapult that they're gonna take to win an NBA championship. But these injuries can't be forgotten. You think in every series has an injury to a key personnel. Denver just took a 3-point lead, 76-73, a little under 9 minutes to go. You see CP3 just went down. We've seen Joel Embiid continue to be out in the Boston and Philly series. You have no Tyler Hero in the Miami Heat series, but you also have no Julius Randle, and so far, and you also see Jimmy Butler just go down with an ankle injury. And the Lakers and the Warriors so far, we haven't seen anything, but they haven't played yet. But I think automatically, if I wasn't a Knicks fan, that automatically probably gets catapulted as the series I'm probably going to be interested in the most in. So my homie in me, not only am I a Knicks fan, but I live down here in South Florida. I'm down here in South Florida. I can slap a Heat fan's ass right now. Right? But so that's the only reason why that gets catapulted number one. Like I am in the thick of it, into the thick of it. Ugh. But that Lakers and Golden State, I'm gonna be here for every report. Can I tell you, man, how upset I am with the NBA package right now? We're gonna leave you with this little note right here, right? I am really upset with the NBA package because because we live in South Florida. Miami is my local market. I love to rewatch games. I really love to rewatch games. Sometimes once, twice, even 3 times. I'll just put a game on in the back and just have it keep running, right? Because I'll go do something, miss a part, do something, miss something, and keep catching different parts of the game. You know what I mean? I can't put on any of these games for 3 days because I'm in the Miami market. Now, based off how the Knicks just got beat, I may need 3 days just to recover from every game before I rewatch it. But man, to have to wait 3 days to rewatch my Knicks games is excruciating to me. But I'm actually going to end up watching the end of this Phoenix game because I want to see Denver complete the comeback. I have no faith in Phoenix. None whatsoever. Phoenix moves on to take on Golden State Suns Phoenix. Denver moves on to take on Golden State and Golden State Suns Denver. I got Philly possibly finding a way to beat Boston. And my heart, not my head, says the Knicks beat the Heat to go ahead and play Philly. Knicks beat Philly. Golden State Warriors versus Knicks in the finals. Knicks losing 5. If not 4. I don't even know how the Knicks play Golden State Warriors this year. I'm about to look that up. But yeah, it's not going to be pretty. If the Knicks find some miraculous way to make, I'm going to put a $10 bet on it. I'm going to put a $10 bet that the Knicks make it to the finals, make it to the NBA championship. Right? I'm going to put a $10 bet on it. Because if there's some miraculous way that they do that, yeah, they'll get embarrassed by the Golden State Warriors. They'll be the footnote to remember, hey, who did the Golden State Warriors beat to win their 5th? Which, you know what's crazy? I realize I have a much easier time, I think, remembering NBA championships. Not just a championship, but also who their opponent was, but then I do NFL championships. Like I'm trying to reminisce. Like last year was Golden State Warriors and Boston. The year before that was Milwaukee and who did Milwaukee beat? Phoenix. Yeah. And then before that was a bye year. And for some reason I have a hard. And then before the bye year was that Toronto's year. And before that, Toronto over Golden State. Before that, Golden State. Damn, that's good to show you how quickly Kawhi Leonard has fallen off too. We're 2 minutes past the time that we wanted to cut this off. Right? It is officially tomorrow from the time we started this podcast. It is now 5-2 folks, we're out of here. I want to get some sleep. We got a long day tomorrow. I'm gonna try to wake up trying to be up like in 5 hours, right? Get out of here like maybe like 6:30, 7 o'clock maybe. Go up to the new crib, get it cleaned out, and then maybe head back this way, head back south, maybe like 12, 1 o'clock. See what's going on. Maybe I go catch lunch. Maybe I see if somebody wants to go catch some lunch with me. Oh, you know what? One of my best friends may be off. I wonder what they're doing. Hit them up like, yo, let's go day drink. This Talento Taylor. This is down in the Black Knight Taylor, right? The Army Black Knight Taylor with the Mighty Sports Podcast. We are out of here. We'll come see you Wednesday. Join us live at Sharky there. Yo, trust me, and you want to catch the show live, it's way better live. Oh, wait. I'm over here like, normally I take Instagram last. Like, why would I do Instagram live? Nah, take care of this one first. There you go. That's the one that we use. And everybody else, you know what? I'm tripping. Because you know what I didn't do? And everybody else is going to see? I didn't give you guys the...